Namaskar to all traders and welcome. So this video will be on instant funding. That means without any challenge, you can get the funding account and make the profit and make the withdrawal without any challenge. You don't have to pass any challenge. So I'll be making the comparison of instant funding model of Finotive funding and instant funding model of instant funding Propfirm. So I'll make the comparison because both of them are very competitive to each other, and both of them provides a very nice instant funding that you can say like it's very competitive in the industry. So I have considered various factors in order to make the comparison, like I always do. I'll be keeping side by side, just you decide like which one you like and you can go with it. Now first factor is profit target. In case of Finotive funding, there is no profit target, and in case of instant funding as well, there is no profit target. No profit target. As less as the profit that you make, like even if you make 1% of profit, you can make the withdrawal from these two firms. Like just after you get the account, you make some profit, you can make the withdrawal like that. Now, however, there is a minimum withdrawal amount, like since there is a lot of payment gateways, so there is a minimum withdrawal amount that is of $25 in both the Propfirms. So you have to have at least $25 in order to make the withdrawal. You have to have at least $25 of profit in your account. Now next is daily drawdown and its type. In case of Finotive funding, there is a daily drawdown of 5%, which is calculated based on the balance at the starting of the day. 5% is the daily drawdown that they have in case of Finotive funding. Now in case of instant funding, there is no daily drawdown. Let me just tell you one more thing. In case of Finotive funding, there is two type of instant funding model. One is standard and one is aggressive model. Now in case of aggressive, if you see, like they have higher drawdown and higher profit target, and of course the fees is also higher. For the sake of comparison out here, I'm trying to take the standard model out here in the comparison. And in case of instant funding as well, there is two type of funding models. This instant funding, that is, one is swing model and one is normal model. Now maximum drawdown in the Finotive funding, in case of this standard Finotive funding account, instant account, so you have 8% of maximum drawdown, and it is fixed type of drawdown. It will remain fixed and static throughout your trading period. So for example, you have a 100k account, your maximum drawdown will remain at 92,000 throughout your trading period. Unless you scale up your account, at that time it will become different, but it is fixed type of drawdown. If you see on instant funding, the maximum drawdown is 10%. Now this is the 10%. It is calculated on a smart drawdown way. They have a smart drawdown way of calculation they do in case of instant funding. So smart drawdown is something, it's not like a trailing drawdown. It will keep on trailing whatever the profit that you make. It's not like that. It will trail only after you make a 5% of profit in your account. So your maximum loss will trail by 5%, and that remains fixed. So throughout your entire trading period, after you make a 5%, throughout your entire trading period, your maximum drawdown will remain negative 5% below your initial balance. So that is called a smart drawdown. Now it will trail one step by 5%. So smart drawdown is 10% out here in case of instant funding. Now let's look at next factor, that is setup fee is to allowable loss ratio. That is, because it is very, very important, because if you see in most of the instant funding accounts of the Propfirms, you will see whatever the fees that you are paying at the beginning, they will allow you to lose near around that amount only. If you see 5%ers, if you see funded trading plus and all, they will allow you to lose near around that amount only. However, in case of Finotive funding and instant funding, that is different out here. That's why I'm saying like they are very competitive in the prop industry in case of instant funding. Now, if you see, in case of Finotive funding, in case if you're buying a 10k account, $10,000 funded account, you will have to pay a $400 for the instant funding 10k account, $400. Now the maximum loss that you will get out here is 8%. Now 8% of 10k is 800. Now if you see, the ratio comes 1:2. That means they are allowing you to lose 2 times the fees that you are paying. In case of instant funding, similarly, in case of instant funding, if you see, for 10k account, the price is $440. And The maximum loss is 10%. That is a smart drawdown, however. So it is 10% of 10,000. It comes $1,000. The ratio comes 1:2.27. So this is the thing. Now, if you see this Finotive funding is giving the less maximum loss compared to the instant funding. However, the Finotive funding is giving a fixed type of drawdown. That's the reason I would if I have to choose between according to this factor, then I'll go with the Finotive funding out here. Next is leverage. In case of Finotive funding, 1:100. Either it be aggressive, either it be a standard account. In case of instant funding, the leverage is 1:100. In case of normal account, however, if you go with the swing account, you will get a leverage of 1:30. Now the broker, both of them have their in-house broker. In case of Finotive funding, they have Finotive Market. In case of instant funding, they don't have, they haven't yet revealed the name of their broker, but they claim that they have their own in-house broker. The commission that you can find out here is $4 per round load in case of Finotive funding, and in case of instant funding, the commission is $5 per round load. So for this commission as well, Finotive is $1 cheaper compared to the instant funding. Now, regarding the trading platform, if you see MT5, Finotive is going to provide you a MT5 trading platform that because they have their own MetaCots license. So you will get a MT5 trading platform, which is very, very a highly popular trading platform in case of this trading industry. Whereas in case of instant funding, you can find Platform 5. Now, Platform 5 is not a MT5. Many people get confused out here. Platform 5 is their own platform, which is not at all similar like MT5. Next is DX Trade and C Trader. You can get 3 platforms to choose from out here. Now, regarding the spread, let me just take you to the screen because I have the accounts in both the Propfirms. I can show you what are the spreads you can expect out here. So this is the spread. If you see, this is the Finotive Market account, MT5 platform of Finotive Market. So if you check Euro USD 0.5 pips, GBP USD 0.5, 0.6. So this is the spread. I'll just slow down a little. You can check around. It's Friday and 4:30 p.m. IST. So this is the spread that you can see. And in case of instant funding, if you see out here, this is the DX Trade platform of instant funding. So this is the spread. Euro USD 0.1, GBP IUD if you want to see. Let me just show you 1.7, and these are the spreads. 0.5, 1, 0.9. These are the spreads that you can find in both of the Propfirms. Now, profit split. In case of Finotive funding, the profit split will be, initially it will begin with 55% and it can increase up to 75%. Depending on the scaling criteria, you can scale your profit split as well. However, in case if you want an additional 5% profit split, you can find the coupon in the description. And in case of instant funding, the profit split will be 70%, which can scaled up to 90%. Now, payout model, the way they make the payout is, in case of Finotive funding, you can take your withdrawal anytime you want, whenever you want. After you place your first trade, there is no minimum days criteria. And after that, subsequent payouts can be made on a weekly basis. They make the payout, you will receive your payout once you request from the Finotive Pay dashboard. You receive your payout on a Friday. Every Friday you receive your payout. That's how it works in case of Finotive funding. In case of instant funding, you can request your payout after 14 days for the first payout, and after that subsequent payout can be made on a 7-day basis. Now, regarding the stop loss rule, in case of Finotive funding, there is a mandatory stop loss rule when it comes to instant funding. So that's why you have to place the stop loss within 2 minutes of time frame. You have to place a stop loss in case of Finotive funding. Whereas in case of instant funding, there is no stop loss requirement. And regarding the total risk rule, it is 2.5% maximum total. Now that means, like in case of Finotive funding, you cannot risk more than 2.5% at any point of time, including all the open position. If you add everything, it should not be risking more than 2.5% of the account size. So that is the extra rule that they have in case of Finotive funding. Whereas in case of instant funding, there is no such rule like that, no rules. Now restricted trading styles, like prohibited trading styles. Just understand, when it comes to prohibited trading styles, no prop firm wants their trader to use a strategy that exploits a demo environment, like HFT trading, latency arbitrage, news straddling, stop order arbitrage, account management service. These are not allowed in case of Finotive funding. In case of instant funding, HFT, grid trading, martingale trading, and these are not allowed in case of instant funding. Now over weekend, regarding the over weekend, in case of Finotive funding, it is allowed. Over weekend is allowed in case of Finotive funding. However, in case of instant funding, it is allowed in swing model. If you go with the swing model, it is allowed. However, it is not allowed if you are going with the normal model. So in case if you want to go with the swing model, then only you can hold the trades over the weekend. Now regarding the news trading, in case of Finotive funding, it's allowed, and in case of this instant funding, you won't be able to trade the news. There is a time frame of 8 minutes. You won't be able to trade on that. If you do, they will remove your profit. However, in case of swing model, it is allowed. This news trading is allowed in case of swing model of instant funding. Now regarding the scaling plan, you can see on the screen, like this is how they scale up in case of Finotive funding. They will scale up your account on a phase wise. However, it is important to note out here that if you want to scale your account, you have to exchange your profit. You will have to forfeit your profit for that. So that's it. That is the thing out here in case of Finotive funding. Whereas in case of instant funding, there is a criteria in order to scale up your account. Minimum 10% of gain you must gain in your account. You must make profit in your account, and out of that 10%, they will take 5% as a cost of scaling your account. So they are going to reduce 5%. They are going to take out the 5% as a cost of scaling your account. So they are going to scale your account by 2 times. Every time you hit your scaling target, they are going to scale your account, double your account size each time you scale, up to a maximum capital of 2.5 million. So that's the reason, like both of them are reducing your profit, like if you want to scale your account. So that's the reason, like if you see the instant funding have lower lower reduction, that's why like I would go with this. I would give a green signal on instant funding Propfirm in this case. Now let's look at the last factor, but not the least, that is in case if you are going with the Propfirm, this Propfirm, in case if you are applying a 10K account, how much pricing, how much cost it will be. So in case of 10K account, in case of Finotive funding, $400 without any discount, and in case of instant funding, $440 for the 10K account. Now in case if you would like to use our discount coupon JamtsonFX, in case of Finotive funding, you can get a 5% discount and 5% extra profit split, which brings down your price to $380. In case of instant funding, we have 2 coupons. One is of 10% discount and one is of 15% discount. So if you apply 15% discount coupon, $374. However, this 15% is for limited time, but this 10% is for lifetime validity. So you can use these coupons out here. So that's it about the comparison. Do let me know in the comment section which Propfirm you find it better, like according to the comparison, and you can also make your comparison by yourself. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much. And JamtsonFX closing the comparison between Finotive funding and instant funding Propfirm. Thank you.